So, every once in a while, I get the urge to talk about one of the handful of video games that I truly hold near and dear to my heart. I've covered a few of them already here on my channel so far. However, since another beloved franchise of mine surprisingly seems to be getting another spot in the limelight as of recent here in 2025, I just can't think of a better opportunity to discuss one of those very games with you here today. So it's always thrilling for me seeing the Star Wars Battlefront series of video games being celebrated among the fans, much like myself. This series has been such a fan favorite since the release of the first game back in 2004. And while there are some absolutely standout titles of this series that certainly received their well earned admiration from the community, for this video, I actually wanted to visit that very first entry in the Battlefront saga where all of this really had its start. The original Star Wars Battlefront is truly one of those video games that really defined my childhood. While I also do hold all of the games that followed this absolute banger of a starting point in this series in much of the same high regard, this inaugural venture has something just so incredibly special about it that I feel it deserves some celebration here on my channel today. Now, this video here isn't going to be an in-depth review of the game itself. Rather, I just wanted to discuss with my audience today the few things that really stand out about the original Star Wars Battlefront, which ends up making it my most cherished entry in the franchise and one of my favorite video games of all time. I'm assuming that the bulk of those who have decided to give this video a watch understand the basic premise of how Battlefront is played. I mean, after all, you've had nearly 2 decades to give what is widely regarded to be among the absolute best Star Wars video games of all time a try. But just in case any of you might have been living under a rock all this time, here's pretty much the best possible explanation of what's going on, presented by none other than the built-in tutorial video. So yeah, the original Battlefront has what one would assume would be a very basic premise to it. However, this is one of those instances where I really feel like the dev team at Pandemic Studios really stretched this concept to its absolute potential. Later games would add far more variety of game modes to the mix, even with the direct sequel having options for capture the flag and a hunt mode on select maps. However, the classic Battlefront formula, I feel, is really represented the best here in the original game that started it all. The map design in this game offers a surprisingly wide array of possibilities for approaching each battle, and this all lends to making the game endlessly replayable in my opinion. Even when fighting against the computer's AI, no two battles end up playing out exactly the same way, and many maps offer the player numerous options to choose from regarding how they intend to play out the match. Some maps, like the Rebel Base on Hoth or the Sanctuary Moon of Endor, are rather linear, with the opposing forces often clashing right in the center of the battle zone. However, this map design also allows for a bit of subterfuge. If the player takes a stealthy approach and manages to capture a command post deep within enemy territory, this can provide your faction with the perfect spawn point to flank around your opponent and then entrap them from all sides. Other maps, like the Mos Eisley Spaceport on Tatooine and the Theed Royal Palace on Naboo, have the command posts spread out evenly throughout the area, which results in many small skirmishes taking place throughout the map. Maps like these lend themselves well to a really chaotic experience. As you advance your team in one section of the environment, oftentimes you can find your opponent making an equal land grab on the other side of the map. These situations often encourage you to adapt a bit of a strategy regarding the ideal command post to spawn into in order to maintain your dominance on the battlefront. Now, of course, all of these maps that I've featured so far all do fortunately make a reappearance in the 2005 follow-up to this game. However, in order to make room for the new maps that are in Battlefront 2, which are intended to tie into the release of Revenge of the Sith, I feel that some of the best maps of the original game ended up being the ones that got cut for the sequel. You've got the absurdly fun Bespin Platforms map, with aerial dogfights surrounding the skies of what could very well be the most notorious meat grinder in video game history. Its sister map, Cloud City, offers a delightful twist on the cityscape battle formula found in Mos Eisley by providing an entire network of upper gangways that are perfect for tight firefights and sniper nests. Some locations did end up seeing a redesign for the sequel, although those that do appear in the second game all feel like a downgrade over the originals, unfortunately. Perhaps the most egregious of these would be the remake of Geonosis. The map seen in the sequel is scaled down considerably and overall feels very bland when compared to the spectacular war zone found in the original. This has to be one of the most fun maps in the original game. You have waves of infantry clashing around the base of the massive spire that rises up in the center of the map, with tons of vehicles, walkers, and gunships available for both the player and the computer to use for delivering intense destruction upon their foes. The devs even decided to dabble a bit in the expanded universe when designing some of the additional maps for the game. The Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk makes an appearance before it would even have its theatrical debut with the release of Revenge of the Sith the following year. And we also get to battle it out in the abandoned temples on the frozen world of Renvar. So while this latter planet would eventually see a re-release in the sequel as a form of downloadable content exclusive to the Xbox version of the game, both Kashyyyk maps from the original would end up being replaced by a single beachhead map for Battlefront 2. But perhaps the most interesting map exclusive to the original Battlefront game would be the Dune Sea of Tatooine. So this large area features battles taking place across numerous sections of the map at the same time, but maybe the most interesting feature would actually be the inclusion of a third faction on this Battlefront. Now, while some of the other maps do feature added native forces that also participate in the skirmish, such as the Gungan army on the plains of Naboo and the Geonosian warriors defending their homeworld, these factions would often side with one of the main teams and serve as additional support during that match. However, in Tatooine's Dune Sea, the Tusken Raiders have absolutely no allegiance whatsoever to either main faction. They are equally hostile towards really anything that moves, and they can even control their own command posts throughout the map. Having this third party to contend with leads to some wild encounters throughout the battlefront, and no two matches end up playing out exactly alike. While you alone can really dynamically shape how the war unfolds across the map, sometimes it can even be interesting just taking a step back and seeing how the AI dukes it out with itself to the finish. All of these numerous small details in the map designs lend themselves well to making a tremendously enjoyable game, even when played offline against the computer. Now, of course, while many of these maps do reappear in the direct sequel, some of the additional maps we gained in the follow up sometimes feel like they have something missing compared to what was found in the original game. Most of the new maps in Battlefront 2 either have you confined to some rather tight quarters, or the few larger maps tend to be just vast flat areas with far less verticality to their approach. There's just something about the grand scale of the battles that take place in the maps exclusive to the original game that just elevates the gameplay for me. And, of course, amplifying this issue with the sequel is the rather unfortunate deletion of many of the aerial vehicles found in the maps of the original. Numerous missions in the first game offer both factions a wide variety of flyable craft to dogfight with, or even use to flank around the enemy and box them in on the map. However, all of this ended up being removed in Battlefront 2, with the sole exception of the snowspeeders found on Hoth. Granted, we did gain the massive addition that is the space battles in the sequel, which still is a total blast to play through. However, the lack of aerial units to complement the ground battles does feel like a wasted opportunity to me, and makes replaying the original Battlefront all the more enjoyable. One of the smaller details about the original that I really like is the very subtle differences between the classes when compared with all four available factions. The main weapons all behave slightly differently from each other. So while the soldier class remains the most similar, save for the super battle droid which fights for the CIS, the rocket launchers for the demolitions classes all have slightly different firing and reloading behaviors when compared with each other. And unique to the pilot class is a completely different main weapon for each faction. All of this was sadly removed from the sequel, though, with all of the classes in that game behaving identically across the four main factions, with the sole exception to this again being the Separatist Super Battle Droid. Even just the aesthetics of the first game I find to be absolutely iconic. Right out of the gate, upon starting up Battlefront 1, you're hit with one of the absolute greatest looking user interfaces of all time. How classic is this? The dramatically angled blue and orange menu panels, the amazing wireframe animations that are sweeping across the background, and some of the absolute best from John Williams' iconic scores just swelling in your ears. Even just the little touches, such as the animated highlights in the text and the starship flyby sound effects for the transitions, make everything about the menus in this game so dynamic when compared to the admittedly rather static looking interface of the second game. And, of course, let's especially not forget what is no doubt one of the most emblematic sequences of the entire Battlefront series. That loading screen has to be one of the most instantly recognizable features of the original game. Even this was nerfed with these quite generic stills that replaced it in the sequel. And to top it all off, I really love the HUD in the original game as well. It has a wonderful sci-fi appearance that matches the overall color scheme and design language of this game just quite brilliantly. However, that isn't to say that these demerits against the sequel makes for a bad game by any means. Battlefront 2 also received a massive amount of my time playing it when I was growing up, and still is a tremendously fun game in its own right for me to revisit. It certainly earns its title as the fan favorite of this entire series, and if you play it on PC, some of these few shortcomings compared to the original game have fortunately been addressed by the excellent modding community that exists around these games. And, of course, the original game isn't without its faults either. The AI is particularly stupid in this game, and while it still can be a formidable opponent when you find yourself surrounded by the enemy faction, there's still a high degree of predictability to the behaviors of the bot units on these maps. Many times, you can often find computer-controlled units just standing around doing nothing at all, and occasionally the pathfinding can be somewhat wonky as well. Perhaps the biggest faults that plague the original are a string of balance issues. There certainly are classes and vehicles that are notorious for being highly overpowered, with the Droideka special units for the CIS and the Rebel Alliance's combat speeder being particularly lethal in the hands of someone who knows how to make full use of them on the battlefront. Even certain maps tend to have a bias towards one particular faction as well. For instance, the Empire always seems to struggle for victory during matches on Bespin platforms, and it is very difficult to win as the Republic during the battle on Geonosis. However, these balance issues aren't all that much of a deterrent for me. If anything, these situations encourage a sort of a challenge for me to go up against. It's one thing to just steamroll the opponent and see how quickly you can resolve a battle as the favored faction. However, it's also very fun seeing just how good of a player you can be in order to swing the tide for the underdogs on the map. All of this combined leads to a very sandbox-like feel to the original Battlefront game. You can approach the missions with complete seriousness, deploying strategies as you progress through the match to maximize your effectiveness throughout the battle. But, of course, you can also take the complete opposite approach and just completely goof off during the game. This is certainly an excellent game for messing around in the environments and creating wacky scenarios to play out during the battle. There's a good reason why I was able to sink many countless hours into this game during my youth, even without personally having an internet connection available at the time to take advantage of the online capabilities. Now, today, we of course are spoiled with many different ways to revisit both the original and the sequel game on modern hardware. Most of the footage I've shared with you so far has been captured from the version that was re-released by Aspyr on the Nintendo Switch back in 2024. I can't even begin to tell you how envious 10-year-old me would be seeing 30-year-old me playing one of his most treasured childhood games on a mobile handheld system right now. Being able to kick back and play this game anywhere completely untethered from the television is such a delight to finally have at my disposal. However, longtime viewers of my channel should certainly be familiar with my passion for the old, and while it is nice seeing this gameplay here in its full HD glory, I think it would only be more appropriate to revisit Star Wars Battlefront on the same hardware that I enjoyed it on back in the day. And for some added fun, I think it would only be appropriate if we should get some local multiplayer going on for this experience. And for that, I've invited my younger brother Tyler along to join me for some classic Battlefront 2-player action. Now, originally, I had planned to record this segment of the video in the traditional way, with both of us playing the game via split screen on my 32-inch Sony Trinitron here. While this does look quite excellent, having access to the collection of CRT televisions that I've amassed over the years, I know I can do much better in the insanity department. And being that I do own two identical Sony KV-20TS29 televisions, 2 copies of the original game, and 720 degrees worth of Xbox 360 consoles, I think my brother and I finally deserve to play this game together with our very own separate televisions via System Link. But yeah, all right, let's get started. Are we playing the same team on this one?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Republic?
Sure.
Yeah.
The boys.
Yes. The classic. So, this is probably the first time we've ever played this, like, System Link instead of...
We always had one console growing up.
Yeah.
That was it.
So right now we're playing this on an Xbox 360. Well, technically two of them. But our first exposure to this was on the PlayStation 2, of all things. It wasn't one of our first PS2 games, and I think it might be a little interesting to tell the story of how we got our PlayStation 2, because it's pretty torturous what we had to go through to get it. But yeah, for the longest time, this was just on PlayStation 2 that we played this, until eventually we upgraded to an Xbox 360.
Once Halo 3 came out, it was time for an Xbox.
Yes. You remember that bike ride we went on to get our PS2?
Yeah, that was intense. So that was what, 2004 or something? So I was
Oh god.
7.
Something like that. Yeah. So, my father wanted to get us our first DVD player, and of course, the cheapest DVD player available on the market was the PlayStation 2. So, I don't. Did Craigslist even exist back then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Our father
Either Craigslist or something similar. Yeah.
maybe even found it in the newspaper. I don't know. But so our father found someone who was selling a PS2 across town from us, and he
Cross with a capital A.
So essentially, what he did was he took us. He was like, "Oh, here, let's go pick up this PlayStation 2." So we took a bike ride to go pick it up, and mind you, I was like, I would have had to been 10. You would have had to. We're 3.5 years apart, so you would have had to been like, I don't know, 7,
Yeah.
6 or 7. So, so we are just sent across town. We have to keep up with our father on his bike to go pick it up. It was probably like a 2-hour ride over there, and 2 hours back. But eventually,
I mean, I give him credit. He wanted to teach us that you got to work for things that you want, and it's good to get exercise as a kid, and that was back in the early to mid 2000s. So, you get spend some time outside, and I respect him for that. But man, was that a
arduous,
journey.
And all right, so it was ATV. I'm trying to remember the games that we started off with, because it came bundled with like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Star Wars Starfighter.
Yep.
Which takes place. It's kind of like slightly post Battle of Naboo.
Yeah. It's almost like during the events of Phantom Menace.
I haven't played that in a long time. I should revisit it. But yeah, so there was Star Wars Starfighter, the first ATV Off-Road Fury.
Awesome game.
That's
awesome
another
soundtrack.
Yeah, another one we revisit with pretty good frequency even today. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Yep. Also awesome soundtrack.
Yes. Which is like anytime it started up with Hot Action Cop. That just got us pumped.
For the flavor.
The tremendously censored version of Beer with the Flavor. If you actually listen to the real version, it's wildly different, but it's still a I like
it's a
it.
bop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like it still.
I think that was it for the original that we got, and then this was one of the first that we got after that, I think.
Where'd we get this? EB Games?
No,
in the mall? Was this
No. Could you buy games from like Blockbuster or something like that?
Maybe
it was some store that doesn't exist anymore. Well, EB Games doesn't exist anymore, but still.
Yeah, because I swear it was one of the EB games in the mall.
Might have been.
I can't remember. There's like certain games I remember exactly when I picked them up.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Also, for whatever reason, there's a AAT just abandoned here. I'll take it. Yep. I love these things. I love the turret noises. Not these like main cannons here, but just like the I don't know how much that's going to pick up on camera because, again, obviously I don't want to be drowning you out with like sound effects here. What's with this AI in the TX-130 tank? He keeps trying to just like ram right into me. And then we got these turrets. Even though they're just anti-personnel turrets, they're like snipers, and
they're stupid accurate.
Yeah, they drop your health. The AI in this game for a lot of the just like ground troops is very stupid. You can pretty easily figure out exactly what they're going to be doing, but I don't know. There's sometimes the AI just like locks onto you and is just brutally.
It's such a mixed bag with the AI. They're really dumb in a lot of ways, and they get stuck in places.
Yeah,
like especially this map. There's that little corner way in the back.
Oh yeah,
where they always get stuck.
Is it in this first one though?
Or maybe just the second one?
I think it's just in, because this map is in Battlefront 2.
At night.
At night, that's right. But yeah, it's like right where I'm standing here. I don't think they do it, as far as I can remember. I don't think they do it in the original Battlefront, which we're playing right now, but in the second one, yeah, for some reason they all just like
yeah,
bunching up right there.
But then at the same time, when it's time for a AI to snipe you in the face multiple times, oh yeah, they're dead on.
Boop, 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 boop. Again, with the music turned off, it's not doing the classic boop 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 boop. But I can always insert it in post. Rebel Alliance. It'd be a lot better just to have Tyler here and just play. Did I just team kill you?
Sad.
Did I just team kill you?
Yeah,
you know what?
did.
You know, I'm gonna just. Woohoo! There we go. Now we're even. And I'm -2 kills. Then I texted Tyler. I was like, "Hey, you want to just like come over and play Battlefront with me, and maybe do a video on it?" And
say no more.
No, what'd you say in the text? Because you were like, "This has been a project that you've been wanting to do."
Okay. I watch so much YouTube, and I think about having a YouTube channel. Just hypothetically, I'm never gonna do it, but I think about what I would want to cover in my videos. I've been thinking about what I would hypothetically say in a video about this game for so many years, because I've been thinking about this game for so many years and why I like it. Yeah, so that worked out.
So I was just like, yeah, come over. Give me your thesis on the splendor that is the original Battlefront. There's something about the originals that just have a charm to them and have... I don't know, there's something about the gameplay that I just like a little bit more.
There's something, it's like on paper, the second one is a little bit better. It's got more features. It's got more quality of life, improvements. But there is a certain magic to the first.
Yes.
And this one, I like Battlefront 2 2005. I like it a lot, but this one's just a little bit better in my opinion. and I can play it a lot longer without getting bored. I feel like the second one gets a little bit repetitive, and it doesn't quite get my brain moving like this one. I like the little bit slower paced. It kind of reminds me of like the old school Halo games, playing Halo 3, and no sprint, and you can have a little bit more time in every situation to kind of think things through, and it makes it feel a little bit more strategic. Where I play Battlefront 2, and constantly, like, I can capture a command post, and I walk away, and seconds later, some random stormtrooper just spawned close to there and is capturing it again. And it's like Mr. Incredible going, "I just clean up this mess. Can I keep it clean for 10 minutes?" It's like, it's just so fast paced, and I feel like it's a little bit more about reflexes and about just moving fast and being a little bit twitchy. where the first one is a little bit slower
A
paced.
little methodical.
Yeah, and a little bit more
Sandboxy.
it is, yeah, and strategy, because every command post has little benefits, and you look at the vehicles that spawn there, and that's in the second game too. But um, there's just a little bit more thinking that goes on in this game, where the second one is fast paced, quick moving, and it's just about fighting the next group of guys, or getting the next command post. And I feel like I kind of shut my brain off a little bit more in the second one.
Oh yeah, yeah, and even just some of the imbalance that, because there's like certain levels in here where there is a little bit. For instance, in Mos Eisley. Oh,
What are you doing here?
What is? How did you get?
Get out of here!
Also, that actually brings up a good point. I like the really stupid AI for the heroes in this game. It's another parallel with the EA games where the especially on multiplayer, when you're just playing like a boots on the ground soldier, just standard soldier class, but then just someone comes in with Anakin or Obi-Wan and just completely freight trains your entire team.
Yeah.
Where it's like the heroes almost are like just too much of a burden during the gameplay.
They weren't quite as well implemented as they could have been.
Yeah.
Not the balancing, like you said, for sure.
I think like they need to be a lot more limited on the map versus like everyone, like as soon as they're available, then all of a sudden like whoever's next up they can spawn as them. I think like having a cooldown for the villains is definitely something where you got like 5 minute grace period where you can actually
breathe and accomplish something before you get sliced in half again.
Oh, because that's just a horrible reoccurring problem. Got him. Victory. Now we're playing on Geonosis, and this is one of the ones where, depending on what you let the AI do, you can have that one, I'll have the other one. Depending on what you let the AI do, it could drastically change how the match plays out.
The clones always get wrecked in this map.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of balance issues, can we discuss how tremendously OP the gunships are? Particularly their Seeker rockets. Because, these rockets are just filthy. Because as long as your crosshairs are red and you have rockets in your clip, just press the fire button, they instantly lock onto whatever you're aiming at. So say, for instance, this droideka here. Boop. Got him clean across the map without it even having to aim.
And the fact that you can just hover in place and be this crazy turret, basically, it's so
floating
awesome.
turret. Yep. This is another thing too I love about this game that they removed from the second one, is that you can swap between first and third person view.
Even in vehicles.
On the fly.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, especially like with the gunship, it's so much easier to aim when you're in first person.
That's another thing that the original game has that they kind of got rid of for the second, is destroyable command posts.
Oh yeah, because we have the Techno Union ships, the bunker on Endor.
Yep, and even in this map, the forward command post at the back
is destroyable too. Yeah, that's right. So it throws like a little bit of a variation in.
Yeah.
Just like on a map by map basis.
Plus, there's so many more flying vehicles on ground maps.
Oh yeah.
In this game.
I'm thinking through Battlefront 2, and it's like Snowspeeders on Hoth. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
And a lot of people are familiar with just how kind of rushed the second game was. I think it was like 8 months or something like that since the first game came out. That
no kidding, really?
Yeah, they pushed Pandemic real hard to get the second one out in time
for episode
three. And they had all these ideas, but they didn't quite get enough time to really finish it, which is, a common occurrence these days with video games. But I feel like if Battlefront 2 2005 had more time in the oven, it probably would have been a much more dynamic game like the first one, and things would have been a little bit better balanced. The heroes would be a little bit more fair, and probably would have been a lot more content too.
Because even just like some of the maps that they removed from, I mean, obviously they made room for a lot of different episode 3 maps. Although, I mean, we did also get the Tana V4 as well as a playable map, which was pretty cool. But, I mean, Polis Massa, do we really need to play? And like, that's one of the not that good maps to begin with as well.
It's like I like the gimmick of the outdoor section where you have to be in a vehicle or be a droid.
Be a droid.
To not
I like that little
suffocate.
attention to detail right there.
Yeah. Which is weird because droidicas drown in this game.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
When they're in ball form. So it's hit or miss with the realism here, but plus Polis Massa wasn't even a site of a battle in the movie.
Yeah, it literally is just the birthplace.
Poor Padme.
Of Luke and Leia.
Which I'll take an extra map for sure, but didn't really need it.
No. Also, the Geonosis in the Battlefront 2 is so much weaker compared to this one.
Yeah.
Like this one's phenomenal. We're out of rockets again. But, I mean, we don't have such classic lines as watch those wrist rockets.
It's true.
Just like the simulations.
Yeah. With guys that are definitely not voiced by Tim Morrison or even someone who's New Zealand.
Yeah.
Or from New Zealand. Just a random American sounding guy.
It's an American accent,
right? Which is the same thing with Republic Commando. You have the main guy voiced by Tamara Morrison, and then all these random dudes that don't sound anything like him.
At least in the EA game, we did get D. Bradley Baker to do the clones. I mean, especially for an entire generation, that's who they really associate to be the voice of the clones. You figure the amount of work that he's done voicing them versus how much Tem has done.
Yeah.
Which still, I mean, I love his voice, but
I know, I love it. I love the gravelly voice that he has. It makes the clone sound cool.
Oh yeah. And just that very, very unique accent. These rockets are so overpowered. It turns the game into a point-and-click adventure. Just red, boink. Ooh.
You know, for System Link on Xbox 360s, playing a backwards compatible Xbox game from 21 years ago, it's running pretty good.
Yeah.
A little bit of frame stuttering and inconsistencies here and there, but it's fine.
Let's actually have a LAN party to do this. And so...
Like it's 2004.
Yeah. And not even, because it's like to own 2 360s back in the day when we were...
Oh, yeah. No.
Playing this? No. That's just like completely out of the questions. 2?
I got my Xbox 360, my Elite, the black one. Mm-hmm. I got that in 2009.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I got good grades.
Yeah, I remember that. So to have 2 Xbox 360s,
unheard of.
Yeah, and then right now, because like I'm playing on my special Halo 4 Edition 360, which I don't like Halo 4, but this is a pretty rad looking 360.
Oh, it's sweet.
You like Halo 4 though, right?
All right, here's my thoughts on Halo 4 in a nutshell. It's actually not a bad game. It's a decent sci-fi shooter. It's just a terrible Halo game. It really is like the departure from everything that made Halo, everything that gave it its identity, totally gone, and its quality is much less, but it's still a fun game.
It's like Sonic 3D Blast. If you strip Sonic out of it, then it's a solid 8 out of 10 game. But
Yeah.
just the fact that Sonic's name is attached to it kind of drops it. This is when we just start zoning out.
You know what's crazy is like between us, we have like 130 kills or something like that. And you would think that the clones would be absolutely decimating the droids, but they're not.
Oh no.
We're winning, but
Like
not as much as you would
we're at
think.
139 to 69. Nice. Obligatory.
You had to.
No, it's the rule.
That's right.
If I don't, someone's going to call me out on it.
Capture a command post.
Reminds me of that joke from was it Monty Python's Flying Circus? It was like, and now in stereo.
Oh, there's the Dookie man right there.
Land on him. I love how you can take down the heroes as well just by like landing on them.
You got to be creative, yeah.
Or I mean, the best is on Bespin platforms. Just like knock them off the platform.
Landmines, rocket launchers,
Yep.
grenades, whatever you need, you can do it. I mean, you could even run them over with speeder bikes on Endor. And if you do it just right, or even the Hailfire droids.
Yeah.
If you do it just right, they're done.
I think we're going to the meat grinder now.
It's time.
The infamous meat grinder. Ooh.
What do you want?
Yeah, we haven't played droids yet.
All right, well.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. All right. Now you're going to start to see when Tyler is better at me and...
No.
No. Okay, all right. Halo 3 you're better at.
Yes, that's true.
Than I am.
But not much else. Oh, the roof is here. What am I doing?
Yep. Ooh, you can cause some earthquakes. Ooh! Ooh, right in
Nice
the dome.
shot.
Right in the dome. As I totally missed that one. Get him. Thank you, Droidica. Oh.
Get him, Mace Windu.
Go away.
Get him.
Go away. See if I can knock him off the platform. Woo! Almost got a haircut from that rocket.
I love how they didn't give...
Oh!
You just see Count Dooku get launched out of the window?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, why did I leave TK on?
I like how they didn't include AI of hero versus hero. So
they ignore each other.
You can have Luke and Darth Vader walk right past each other like nothing ever happened.
Is Mace still on this platform here?
Get him, Mace. Tell him to take a seat.
Woo!
You and your explosives.
I just saw him. Come here. I'm over here. Thank you! I always love the
pilots with the health packs, yeah.
Alright, over here. Come on. No. Come on, I left a pot pie for you. No! I don't know if I got him or not. Yeah, this is one of the places where it is possible to take down the heroes. And what are you doing up there? Get down from there.
Ooh!
Ooh!
Oh.
Wow, where are you? You're over here. Get out of here. Oh.
No, you don't.
Thank you, Droidica. Forever will be tremendously overpowered in no matter what game they are in. Ooh, did I get him? This is one thing I like to do. I just like run around with the heavy trooper and just launch rockets in people's faces. It's effective.
Get your explosive glowing red orbs
Oh,
out of here.
okay. When I do it, get a mace. Ooh.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Oh, I need some grenades. Ugh. There we go.
I need some health.
Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, oh yeah. Oh,
You got him?
I didn't even get him. He rolled himself up.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, come here. Come here.
Oh, of course he spawns right back.
No.
Right
What
there.
did I just do? Oh, how did that count for you? All I did was walk
I'll
out
take
the
it.
platform.
No, you don't.
Count Dooku has joined the battle. Ow!
You're.
I think I left.
Nice.
I dropped a mine there. Why? Get off of my command post. I want to spawn there.
Who's still here?
Oh. Oh. That answered your question.
Oh. All right, Dookie man.
You got Christopher Lead. No, he's gonna get you. No. Case in point about the AI being a little bit stupid. All right, come on, come on. I'm right here. I'm right here. Have one of these. Come on, come on. It's right there. It's right there. Whee! Oh, no, come on. No, that's the wrong way. I want to knock him off of the platform. Oh, did that get him? Yeah, I got him. I got Mace Windu. Because I totally just miss you and hit my teammate. Oh.
I love the little droid.
Gonk. Look at him, he's happy. Hey!
Get out of here.
Hey!
Don't be taking my command posts. Not my reinforcements.
Get you. Oh, Mace Windu.
Oh.
No, go up to him. He wants to give you a handshake. It's about time we do this. He's gonna get you.
Oh, whoa. He's good.
Still got you. Get away from me, Mace Windu.
They're no match for droidicas. Get out of here. Yeah.
Hey! You would think I'd learn by now.
Oh, Mace Windu's going to town.
I'll just see how many kills he has at the end of this.
Ooh.
Aha! Your mine deployment has caught up with you.
It was for the greater good. I have to get Dookie Man off the platform.
There he is. Oh, cool. I can bop him around. No!
Oh!
Oh! Wait a second. How did a teammate get me? It didn't give you that kill.
The world may never know.
Alright. Let's do this. I see you.
No, you don't.
There you know. You're right there.
Nope.
Oh! Oh. I don't even know where I am anymore. I don't even know where you are anymore.
Don't worry about it.
up here. Oh, I'm being shot at. Evasive maneuvers. Is that you? No, that's not you. Which one's you? There's too many in the sky. Oh, it's probably the one that's shooting me. Is that you? Oh, it says Tyler.
How did my ship not explode from that? That's crazy.
Crashed so hard that you get knocked into first person.
You're leaving the battlefield.
You got about 15 more reinforcements than we do, but
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, no. No. Bye-bye.
oh, out the window!
You mean the window?
Window out the window! Got him! Get tri-shotted. I like the tri-shot. Except when I overheat and then I can't actually take out the guy I'm aiming at. Whoa, no, go away. I'm trying to go this way. I don't need you out here with your lasers causing situations. 4 reinforcements left. Nope, 3 reinforcements left against 20. 2. Uh-oh. I spawned in not a good location. Hey. It's green cheater.
I think the last one's a choice. They're right there! And I have a map. Oh, it's a droid.
Oh, yeah, it's a Droidica. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is.
Bye-bye.
Lost.
So, I hoped you enjoyed this revisiting of the original Star Wars Battlefront from 2004 with us here today. Seeing the recent explosion of interest in the series has absolutely reignited the spark of passion in my heart that I have for these games, and it's been a blast being able to share this love with you all here in this video. And again, a big special thanks to my brother Tyler for joining me here today for some wonderful reminiscing about our shared memories regarding this splendid game. But as always, I thank you so much for joining me here today on another episode of Steve's Assorted Stuff, and please stick around if you want to see more wacky nonsense like this in the future. And until we meet up again, please watch those wrist rockets and have a great day, everybody.